it's Jenny from Ginger Ninja Crafts. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I am here at the end of January to do a new video, which is going to be a little monthly wrap up. So I am not very good at setting myself goals that I actually stick to, but I have set myself a few things that I'd like to achieve this year. Nothing that's like earth-shattering, but I want to read more. I want to do more cross-stitch and have some specific projects finished by the end of the year. And I also want to grow my YouTube and my Instagram. So I thought if I just come on at the end of each month and just share how I'm getting on with that, it might be interesting to you. I hope it's of some interest. But also it'll keep me accountable. So I'd love to hear what you think, and if you have set yourselves any goals that you are willing to share. How are you getting on with it? I'll share what I would like to. I want to grow my YouTube channel in terms of followers and the amount of videos that I'm doing, etc. I would like to grow my Instagram following. I want to read 50 books, and I want to complete a Christmas decoration, a cross-stitch Christmas decoration for each month of the year. Plus, I want to learn to watercolour, sort of. I want to use my watercolours and to be, have a few watercolour skills. I'm never going to be an artist, but those are the things that I would like to achieve. So yeah, well, where will I start? Will I start with the YouTube, seeing as we are on YouTube? So YouTube, I don't really know how to go about growing my channel other than keep making videos and hopefully get better at it. I don't know. But I started the year with 637 followers on YouTube, and I have gained 14 followers so far. So thank you very much, any of you new ones watching. Hello, welcome. It's lovely to have you here. I've also gained 10 Instagram followers, which doesn't sound very much, but I only had 94 at the start of the year because I've not really been doing very much on Instagram. So that feels really positive to have gained 10 of those. I've read 5 books. Admittedly, they're all quite skinny. Some of them are very, very skinny, but still. So I'll tell you what I read if you're interested. The first one I read was The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Now, I had actually read this before, but our local community centre has just started a book club, and I used to be in a book club many, many years ago. So I joined, which I felt quite brave going along to it because I'm a bit of a wuss when I don't know anybody. And this was the first book that we discussed, and I really enjoyed it. Although I had read it before, I couldn't really remember, other than I remembered the twist in the tale, which I'm sure everybody knows. But I made myself read it a bit more in depth because it was for the book club, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the discussion as well. It's such a nice group of people, so that was the first one that I finished. And then I finished Winter by Ali Smith, which I absolutely loved. There's 4, well, I think there's a 5th now actually, but I have 4. I have Autumn, Winter, Spring and Summer, and I read Autumn at least a couple of years ago and absolutely loved it, and I don't know why it's taken me so long to read Winter, but I love Ali Smith's writing. I think it's beautiful, and these stories are sort of set in the modern day Britain around issues such as Brexit and immigration and those sorts of issues, and I loved it. This one was kind of set at Christmassy time, and a sort of a kind of a modern take on A Christmas Carol, kind of Christmas past and present, etc. And then another author who I absolutely love is Claire Keegan. And this is just one I didn't have, and I saw it when I was out in a bookshop earlier in the year, and I really enjoyed it. This is about it's so short I don't really want to say. It's about a relationship, and it's from a man's perspective about coming home to his apartment or his house at the end of the week and reflecting on his most recent relationship. And I love Claire Keegan. I love Foster. I love what's it called? All the things. Brain. Small things like these, not all the things like these. Small things like these. I've also got a short story collection of hers. But yeah, really, really fabulous. She's an Irish author. And then I read this one, which my husband usually either gives me a little pile of books or a book token for one of my favourite bookshops in Edinburgh. And so last year I think I bought this with one of my book token choices. It's called The Daughter of Calamity, and it's by Rosalie M. Lynn. And I didn't love it, but I did enjoy it. I found it was a wee bit of a struggle. I had to make myself keep going back to it. I just wasn't, whether that's just this time of year with concentration or, yeah, I'm not sure, but it's beautiful writing. It's set in 1930s Shanghai. So it's sort of historical fiction, but also kind of fantasy. Like there's magical smoke and there's gods that fly around, and there's shamans and all sorts of different things. So it is a really good story, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And then the last one I read was, still got my books mark in it, was I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki, I think it's called. Tteokbokki by Baek Sehi. Probably butchering that. By a Korean author who sadly passed away. I went to have a little look after I'd finished, and I saw that she died in October of last year. So this is kind of autobiographical about her visits to a psychiatrist and reflecting on her mental health. She has dysthymia, which is sort of like a kind of mild but ongoing depression, or kind of lack of enjoyment in life, really. And if you didn't know, I used to work in mental health services for many years, and I have had my own struggles with mental health, as I think everybody generally has. So I find it very interesting to read, and this was sad in parts and really interesting, and I enjoyed the interaction between her psychiatrist and herself, and the sort of reflections that she had. So yeah, so that is me 5. I don't think I'll manage 5 every month. Admittedly, most of them are on the shorter side. We have picked our group book for February. It's not till near the end of the month, which is good because it's this chunker. So I had ordered this on Vintage. I have read Kate Atkinson before, but I've never read this one. It's called Life After Life. I think it's like 600 pages or something. Yeah, 600 pages, but it sounds very interesting. It's what if you had the chance to live your life again and again until you finally got it right. And I'm guessing there's stuff I read the little bit at the beginning. It says, during a snowstorm in England in 1910, a baby is born and dies before she can take her first breath. During a snowstorm in England in 1910, the same baby is born and lives to tell the tale. What if there were second chances and third chances, in fact, an infinite number of chances to live your life? Would you eventually be able to save the world from its own inevitable destiny, and would you even want to? I think it's kind of this life lived over and over in the build up to the Second World War, and I guess with the state of the world at the moment, it is very apt. So I think I might pick up this one next, just because it's quite a chunky book to get through, but hopefully it'll be a good chat at the book group as well. In terms of my cross stitch, I have finished 2 projects. This one, I think I had started this before the change in the year, and this is a little Scottish wild cat, and I will link the company below. I'll link their Instagram account because it has escaped me at the moment. But they have, this is their own tartan which they have registered. If you're not up on tartans, anybody can create a tartan, and you can register it here in Scotland so that it is your official tartan. So like, people think of tartans as being just about, the clans or, whatever your tartan is. But actually there's so many different tartans. There's tartan for the witches of Scotland. It's like a living memorial. There's tartans for different religions. There's a Muslim tartan, for example, for Scotland, etc. So this is their own tartan, and this was really fun to stitch. I actually bought 3 of these at the craft fair in Glasgow. So I've also got Highland Dancer, and I've got the Orkney Isles. So that was a kind of little fun one. And then I stitched up this little black cat. And this was a free pattern. I will link the information for you below. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe make it into a little sort of standing thing. Like back it, pad it, and put it on a little thing that stands like that. I can't think what the word is, but I don't think I've made any of those before, but I've got umpteen bits of fabric. This is on, I don't know if you can see, it's on a kind of sparkly fabric. At Christmas time or New Year, when we were up seeing my mum, she was kind of clearing out a lot of her cross stitch stuff, so she gave me some odds and ends of fabric, and I like this. It's got a sort of oatmeal with a little sparkle. I don't know if you're getting the sparkle, but you see it? Anyway, I thought it was quite a cute little design, and I mean, really, I should have got this fully finished, as in made into something, but I will do. So that is my reading, my stitching. I have done quite a lot of videos this month, and I've joined in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 5 different hashtags, some of them on more than one occasion. So there's a couple that I wanted to get to and I've not managed, but maybe there's always next month. The year is not over yet. So yeah, I've been joining in with the Tag Tuesday, the PT Tag Club, the One Sketch Challenge, the Deck the Year, Save Me From the Bin, and I didn't do the fancy fold card because we've had the month off in January, but I absolutely will in February. We've got our list for this year, so we're all sorted. And then the last thing I wanted to just mention was about watercolouring. And I have had a little play with it this month. So through Andrea, the company crafter, I found Marcy, who is something like the Cranky Crafter. I'll link her. I think there might be numbers in there as well. I'll link her below. And she does Fodder Friday. So I've had a go with a couple of those, just painting different. Well, I did the cats and the dogs and the pigs I've done as well. I've not really shared them. I did do a little short of me doing the dogs and having a go with cats. So, but I also, when I was looking for my book group book on Vinted, I found this book, and it's called Painting Happiness. It's by Terry Runyon, and she is on Instagram. I'll link her below. And it's about creativity with watercolours. I mean, don't judge a book by its cover, but I think it says everything you need to know. But it's beautiful, and let me show you, for example. Cute is this? And it wasn't till I was, anyway, part of this book is about mindfulness and watercolour and creativity, and I just love the idea about that. And in the book, I've just started to read it, but there is project 1 is a 30-day kickstart, where she challenges you to create something daily for 30 consecutive days. So it's just about kickstarting your art practice, at least 5 minutes, and go from there. And there's a list of prompts, and she kind of breaks it down. So in February, I'm hoping to do that. Well, beyond February, because there isn't 30 days in February. So that's what I'm going to have a go with. And I might share the odd one on my stories or whatever. Is there something else I was going to say about that? Oh, yes. So while I went to follow her on Instagram, and while I was having a little look at her page, I realised that I am actually stitching a cross stitch of one of her pictures. So it's down, the cross stitch is downstairs. I'd put it aside because it's a kind of Halloweeny one. It's a Frankenstein. I don't suppose it'll be in the book, but it's Frankenstein as a cat, and I loved it when I saw the design, and I knew that it was taken from an artist, that the artist had agreed for this lady to make it into a cross stitch, but I didn't realise that's the same artist. So fabulous. So yeah, so that's really everything that I wanted to kind of wrap up for January. Just for those of you who have managed to watch to the end, I wanted to do a little giveaway. So I made this little box with some note cards in it. I will link the video below. And this was a video which I did with Handmade with Shirley. We did a little winter collaboration where we both made a set of 4 3x3-inch gift cards and a box, and I used watercolour for mine. I should have remembered watercolour. So I thought I would just gift it to somebody. I'm afraid I'm just going to do it within the UK, just because of postage costs and the way. I know it's quite difficult for us to send to America at the moment. Well, certainly for orders from my Etsy shop, it's difficult. I don't know what happens with a gifted thing, but I know that there are changes at customs, etc. So yeah, I'll just, if you would like to be in with a chance of winning this, I should have thought, what should you say? Snowflake. If you can add snowflake, because this is covered in snowflakes, add snowflake into your comment below without saying it's a secret giveaway. And I'll give it a couple of weeks and then I'll draw it. So I'll draw it around about Valentine's Day. And yeah, I'll post this and maybe a couple of other goodies that I have been making in the post to you. Hello, I got cut off there. Anyway, I was just about finished. Basically, I just need to say thank you so much for watching. Please enter if you're in the UK. Use the word snowflake in your comment and let me know if you read anything good recently. Are you trying to do any sort of goals in 2026? I would love to hear all about it. Or are you just going with the flow? Because that's all right too. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with my one sketch project at 6 o'clock, I think. So yeah, I'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.